Waking up in the dead of night, especially between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., can feel incredibly unsettling, can it? It's even more common as we get a little older, and if you're a woman, you might notice it even more. Many of us just dismiss it as, "Oh, I just woke up," or "It's just a bad night." But what if I told you there's often something more profound happening when your body decides to hit the wake-up button at that specific hour? I used to be one of those people who just get frustrated. Another night, another early morning stare at the ceiling. But over time, I started paying attention. And what I realized, both through personal experience and diving into a lot of research, is that these early morning awakenings are rarely random. They can be your body's way of sending you a signal, a whisper, or sometimes even a shout about what's going on with your health, your emotions, or even a subtle nudge about your future path. Think about it. Your body is an incredible, complex system, constantly communicating with you. When you're well rested, you feel on top of the world. But when sleep is disrupted, especially consistently at the same time, it's like your internal alarm clock is trying to tell you something important. It's not just about feeling tired the next day, it's about understanding the underlying messages. So why 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. specifically? In traditional Chinese medicine, this time slot is linked to the lung meridian, which is associated with grief and sadness. While we don't need to get overly spiritual, it's fascinating how many people report feeling a surge of anxiety, worry, or even a sense of impending doom during these hours. It's often when our minds start to race, replaying the day's events or catastrophizing about tomorrow. But it's not always about emotional distress. Sometimes it's a physical signal. Are you having trouble digesting something? Is your blood sugar fluctuating? Are your hormones a bit out of whack, especially as you navigate different life stages? All of these can manifest as a rude awakening in the early hours. The key is to stop seeing it as a problem to be endured and start seeing it as a clue to be investigated. For years, I fought these awakenings. I'd toss and turn, get angry at myself for not sleeping, and just make the situation worse. It felt like a battle every single night. But then, I shifted my perspective. What if, instead of fighting it, I could embrace it? What if this was an opportunity for quiet reflection, for deeper self-understanding, and even for problem-solving? Imagine transforming those frustrating, restless hours into moments of peace and profound personal insight. It sounds almost counterintuitive, doesn't it? But it's entirely possible. And that's exactly what we're going to explore in this video. In this video, I'm going to share 5 scientifically backed strategies that will help you understand the root causes of your night awakenings. We'll go beyond just stress and dig into some common, often overlooked triggers. Transform those middle-of-the-night wake-ups into moments of calm and self-discovery. You'll learn how to leverage these hours rather than dread them. And here's a little secret. Strategy number 4 is an absolute game changer. It's something most people completely miss, and it holds the key to unlocking a more peaceful and insightful relationship with your sleep, even when you wake up. I truly believe that by the end of this video, you'll have a completely new perspective on those early morning hours. Instead of feeling alone and frustrated, you'll feel empowered and in tune with your body's unique rhythms. So, if you're ready to turn those sleepless nights into moments of profound understanding and peace, keep watching. And as always, I'd love to hear from you. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on future content. And if you have a moment, leave a comment below. Type 1 if you resonate with these ideas and found them helpful, or 0 if you didn't quite connect with them. Your feedback helps me create content that truly serves you. And please, if you know someone who struggles with these early morning awakenings, share this video with them. You might just be giving them the gift of a more peaceful night. Let's dive in. I used to be one of those people who just get frustrated. Another night, another early morning stare at the ceiling, but over time I started paying attention. And what I realized, both through personal experience and diving into a lot of research, is that these early morning awakenings are rarely random. They can be your body's way of sending you a signal, a whisper, or sometimes even a shout, about what's going on with your health, your emotions, or even a subtle nudge about your future path. Think about it. Your body is an incredible, complex system, constantly communicating with you. When you're well rested, you feel on top of the world. But when sleep is disrupted, especially consistently at the same time, it's like your internal alarm clock is trying to tell you something important. It's not just about feeling tired the next day. It's about understanding the underlying messages. So, why 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. specifically? In traditional Chinese medicine, this time slot is linked to the lung meridian, which is associated with grief and sadness. While we don't need to get overly spiritual, it's fascinating how many people report feeling a surge of anxiety, worry, or even a sense of impending doom during these hours. It's often when our minds start to race, replaying the day's events or catastrophizing about tomorrow. But it's not always about emotional distress. Sometimes it's a physical signal. Are you having trouble digesting something? Is your blood sugar fluctuating? Are your hormones a bit out of whack, especially as you navigate different life stages? All of these can manifest as a rude awakening in the early hours. The key is to stop seeing it as a problem to be endured and start seeing it as a clue to be investigated. For years, I fought these awakenings. I'd toss and turn, get angry at myself for not sleeping and just make the situation worse. It felt like a battle every single night. But then, I shifted my perspective. What if, instead of fighting it, I could embrace it? What if this was an opportunity for quiet reflection, for deeper self-understanding, and even for problem solving? Imagine transforming those frustrating, restless hours into moments of peace and profound personal insight. It sounds almost counterintuitive, doesn't it? But it's entirely possible. And that's exactly what we're going to explore in this video. In this video, I'm going to share 5 scientifically backed strategies that will help you understand the root causes of your night awakenings. We'll go beyond just stress and dig into some common, often overlooked triggers. Transform those middle-of-the-night wake-ups into moments of calm and self-discovery. You'll learn how to leverage these hours rather than dread them. And here's a little secret. Strategy number 4 is an absolute game changer. It's something most people completely miss, and it holds the key to unlocking a more peaceful and insightful relationship with your sleep, even when you wake up. I truly believe that by the end of this video, you'll have a completely new perspective on those early morning hours. Instead of feeling alone and frustrated, you'll feel empowered and in tune with your body's unique rhythms. So, you've woken up. It's 3 a.m. or maybe 4 a.m. Your mind immediately starts to whir. You glance at the clock, calculate how many hours of sleep you've lost, and then the panic sets in. Oh no, I have to get back to sleep. I'll be exhausted tomorrow. Does that sound familiar? It's a classic scenario and one I know all too well. Here's the thing, and this is strategy number 1. Don't force yourself to go back to sleep. Instead, redirect your focus. When you lie there, desperately trying to fall back asleep, what actually happens? You start to create a pressure cooker in your own mind. Your body, sensing this internal struggle, starts to release cortisol. Now, cortisol is our body's primary stress hormone, designed to make us alert and ready to face a threat. Great for running from a bear, not so great for drifting off to dreamland. When cortisol levels rise, your nervous system kicks into high alert mode, making it even harder to relax and fall back asleep. It's a vicious cycle that leaves you feeling more frustrated and wide awake. Think of it like this. Trying to force sleep is like trying to force a cat to cuddle. The more you chase it, the more it runs away. So what do you do instead? The moment you realize you're truly awake and your mind is starting to race, here's my immediate recommendation. Gently get out of bed. Yes, you heard me right. Don't lie there for more than 15-20 minutes trying to fall back asleep. Just slide out of bed quietly. Once you're out of bed, find a comfortable spot. Maybe a chair in another room, or even just sitting up in bed if that feels right for you. The key is to break the association between your bed and wakefulness. Your bed should be a sanctuary for sleep, not a battleground for your mind. Now, let's talk about a powerful tool you have right at your fingertips, literally, your breath. This is where we bring in a simple yet incredibly effective technique, deep, diaphragmatic breathing. Here's how to do it. Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4 seconds. Feel your belly rise as you breathe in, not just your chest. Hold your breath gently for 1 second, just a brief pause. Exhale slowly through your mouth, or nose, whichever is more comfortable, for a count of 6 seconds. Really focus on letting all the air out, feeling your belly fall. Repeat this cycle for 5 to 10 minutes. Why does this work? Slow, deep breathing signals to your nervous system that you are safe, that you can relax. It activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system, which is the opposite of the fight-or-flight response triggered by stress and anxiety. I've used this countless times, and it's amazing how quickly it can bring a sense of calm. It's like hitting a reset button for your internal state. Once you've calmed your mind a bit, this is a perfect time to do a quick environmental check. Many times, the reason we wake up isn't some deep, profound emotional issue, but rather something surprisingly simple and physical. Ask yourself, is your pillow too flat or too lumpy? Sometimes a neck ache can subtly pull you out of sleep. Is your blanket or sheet tangled around you? Feeling constrained can be surprisingly disruptive. Is the room too hot or too cold? This is a huge one. Our bodies need a cool environment for optimal sleep. The ideal temperature range for sleep is often cited as 60 or 67 degrees Fahrenheit, about 15.5 to 19.5 degrees Celsius. A room that's too warm can easily cause you to wake up. Are you experiencing a dry mouth or feeling dehydrated? Sometimes, a simple need for water can interrupt your sleep cycle. I can't tell you how many times I've woken up, felt that initial frustration, then realized my room was just a few degrees too warm, or I was just a little parched. A quick sip of water, adjusting the thermostat, or even just straightening out the covers can make a world of difference. These small adjustments might seem insignificant, but they are powerful signals to your body that you are creating an optimal environment for rest. When you wake up, instead of fighting it, acknowledge it. Gently remove yourself from the bed if you can't fall back asleep within 15 to 20 minutes. Practice deep, calming breaths. The 4-1-6 method is fantastic. And finally, do a quick check of your immediate environment. This approach isn't about magical solutions. It's about empowering you to take proactive steps rather than just lying there feeling helpless. It's about listening to those subtle signals your body is sending and responding with gentle, intentional action. Give it a try the next time you find yourself awake in the quiet hours of the night. You might be surprised at how much more quickly you can find your way back to peaceful sleep, or at least a calmer waking state. What's one small environmental change you can make tonight to optimize your sleep temperature? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Okay, so we just talked about how fighting sleep only makes things worse, and how those little environmental tweaks can sometimes be a quick fix. But what if you've tried the breathing, you've adjusted the blankets, and you're still wide awake? Well, it's time to dig a little deeper. You see, sometimes the answer isn't in your mind or your immediate surroundings, but deep within your body's most basic needs. Now you might be thinking, hydration, I drink water all day, and that's great. But it's not just if you drink water, it's how and what kind of water you're drinking, especially leading up to and during the night. Dehydration is a really silent culprit for nighttime awakenings. It's often overlooked because the symptoms can be subtle and easily confused with other things. Have you ever woken up with a dry mouth that feels like sandpaper? Or maybe a strange, restless feeling in your limbs, almost like you need to stretch or move, but you can't quite pinpoint why? Or just an inexplicable sense of general discomfort or agitation? These can all be your body's quiet whispers telling you that you're not adequately hydrated. When your body is even slightly dehydrated, it throws off your electrolyte balance, which can disrupt countless bodily functions, including those that regulate sleep. Your blood thickens slightly, making your heart work a little harder, and your muscles can even cramp or feel restless. This subtle internal stress can be just enough to pull you out of a peaceful sleep. So, what's the smart solution when you find yourself awake and suspect dehydration? Here's where most people get it wrong. Their first instinct is often to chug a big glass of ice-cold water. And while hydration is good, cold water can actually shock your system. Think about it. Your body is trying to wind down and suddenly it's hit with something icy that forces it to work to regulate its temperature. This can actually make you more alert, essentially reversing your efforts to relax. It sends a signal to your nervous system that something unexpected just happened, pulling you further away from sleep. Instead, my recommendation is to reach for lukewarm water or water at room temperature. It's much gentler on your system. Your body can absorb it more easily, without having to expend extra energy warming it up, and it won't send those jarring signals to your nervous system. It's about being kind to your body in those quiet hours. But we can go a step further to truly optimize this hydration. It's not just about water, it's about minerals. When you sweat or even just breathe and go about your day, you're not just losing water, you're losing vital electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium. These minerals are absolutely crucial for muscle function, nerve signaling, and maintaining proper fluid balance in your cells. If your electrolytes are out of whack, you might experience those restless legs, muscle cramps, or even just a general feeling of being off. So here's a simple trick that can make a huge difference. Add a tiny pinch of natural sea salt, like Himalayan or Celtic sea salt, or a squeeze of fresh lemon juice to your lukewarm water. Let's break down why this is so effective. Natural sea salt. These salts are rich in a spectrum of trace minerals, not just sodium. They help replenish lost electrolytes, which are essential for nerve and muscle function. Sodium in particular plays a key role in fluid balance. A tiny pinch, we're talking literally a few grains, isn't going to make your blood pressure spike, but it can make a big difference in how your cells absorb and utilize water. Fresh lemon juice. Lemons are a good source of potassium and other beneficial compounds. Potassium is another critical electrolyte that works in tandem with sodium to maintain fluid balance and support healthy nerve and muscle function. It can also aid in gentle detoxification. When you provide your body with these essential electrolytes, you're essentially helping to relax your muscles, calm your nervous system, and rebalance your energy on a cellular level. It's like giving your internal engine the precise fuel it needs to run smoothly, rather than just plain water. I've personally found that adding a tiny pinch of sea salt to my water, especially in the evenings or if I wake up feeling a bit restless, makes a noticeable difference. It's not just about quenching thirst, it's about providing what your body needs to truly settle down. So the next time you wake up between 3 and 5 a.m. before you even check your phone or get caught in a spiral of worry, consider this. Gently get up, find some lukewarm or room temperature water, and if you have it on hand, add that tiny pinch of natural sea salt or a squeeze of fresh lemon. Sip it slowly. Allow your body to absorb it. Notice how your body responds. This isn't just about drinking water. It's about a conscious act of nourishing your body and bringing it back into balance. It's a gentle, loving gesture that signals to your nervous system that everything is okay and it's safe to relax. Have you ever noticed that feeling of unexplained restlessness at night? It might just be your body asking for a little bit of mineral support. What's your go-to nighttime drink? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, so we've talked about not forcing sleep and how little environmental tweaks and proper hydration can make a big difference. But what happens when you've adjusted your room, sipped some mineral-rich water, and your eyes are still wide open? What if the restlessness isn't coming from your body or your surroundings, but from somewhere deeper? This brings us to strategy number 3. Check your emotions. Sometimes, waking up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. isn't about a physical discomfort or a craving for water. It's about something far more subtle, something internal. It's when your unsettled emotions come knocking. You see, during the day, we're often busy. We're working, running errands, talking to people, scrolling on our phones. Our minds are occupied, and we can push uncomfortable feelings down, shove them into a mental closet, and hope they disappear. But in the quiet stillness of the night, when the world is asleep and there are no distractions, those feelings often decide it's their moment to emerge. In traditional Chinese medicine, as I mentioned earlier, the hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. are associated with the lung meridian. And the lungs, in this ancient wisdom, are linked to emotions like grief, sadness, and unresolved sorrow or stress. It's fascinating, isn't it? While we don't have to dive deep into ancient medical philosophy to understand this, countless people report feeling an inexplicable sense of sadness, anxiety, or overwhelm during these very hours. It's as if your deepest, most suppressed emotions are finally getting a chance to be heard. So, what are these emotional culprits that might be pulling you out of sleep? They're often pretty common. Unresolved conflicts. Maybe you had a disagreement with a loved one, a colleague, or even just yourself, and you haven't fully processed it. Your mind keeps replaying the scenario, searching for solutions or feeling regret. Pent-up sadness or grief. Perhaps you're dealing with a loss, big or small, that you haven't allowed yourself to fully feel during the day. The quiet of the night is when these emotions can surface most powerfully. Work pressure or family worries. The demands of life can weigh heavily on us. Thoughts about deadlines, financial stress, concerns about your children or aging parents. These can all create a buzzing anxiety that prevents deep sleep. It's when your brain decides to open all its worry tabs at once, existential angst. Sometimes it's not even a specific event, but a general feeling of unease about the future, a sense of purpose, or simply the overwhelming nature of life itself. I've been there so many times. I remember a period when I was incredibly stressed at work, and I'd wake up at 4 a.m. every single morning, my heart pounding, my mind racing through my to-do list. I tried everything physical, but it wasn't until I acknowledged the deep-seated stress and fear of not being enough that things started to shift. It was a tough realization, but incredibly freeing. So, how do you address these emotional awakenings? Here's your solution. When you realize your mind is racing with thoughts or feelings, and you're sure it's not a physical discomfort, gently sit up. Again, just like with the first strategy, breaking the association with sleep can be powerful. Take a few deep breaths, using the 4-1-6 technique we talked about earlier just to calm your nervous system a bit. Then, here's the crucial step. Grab a notebook and a pen. Keep them by your bedside specifically for this purpose. And here's the key. Start writing down whatever you're feeling, without judgment, without editing, without trying to make sense of it. Don't worry about grammar, spelling, or perfect sentences. Don't censor yourself. Just let it flow. Write down every thought, every worry, every feeling that comes to mind. If it's, "I'm so angry at so-and-so," write it. If it's, "I'm terrified about this presentation tomorrow," write it. If it's, "I feel utterly overwhelmed and sad," write it. This practice is often called brain dumping or stream of consciousness writing. It's not about finding solutions in that moment. It's about getting those swirling thoughts and heavy emotions out of your head and onto the page. Why is this so powerful? Because when you name an emotion, when you put words to it, you start to reduce its power over you. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. The monster under the bed often shrinks when it's illuminated. By acknowledging what you're feeling, you're not suppressing it, you're giving it a voice. This act of recognition is the first vital step towards mental and emotional recovery. It allows your subconscious to release the pressure it's been holding, to finally feel heard. Think about it. If a child is crying and you just tell them to be quiet, they often cry harder. But if you say, "I hear you, you're sad, what's wrong?" they often calm down because they feel understood. Your emotions are similar. They just want to be acknowledged. After you've written for 10 to 15 minutes or until you feel a sense of release, you might be surprised at how much lighter you feel. You don't have to reread it. You don't have to analyze it. Just close the notebook. This simple act can help shift your nervous system from that anxious, high-alert state back to a calmer one, making it much easier to drift back to sleep. Even if you don't fall back asleep immediately, you've used that time productively, moving towards greater emotional well-being rather than just stewing in discomfort. So the next time you wake up and your mind starts to race with worries or unexplained emotions, remember this strategy. Instead of fighting those feelings, invite them onto the page. You might just discover what your soul has been trying to tell you all along. What's one emotion you tend to push away during the day that might be visiting you at night? Share your thoughts in the comments below. So far, we've explored strategies like not forcing sleep, hydrating properly, and checking in with your emotions. But what happens when you've done all that and your body still feels restless, like it's buzzing with unspent energy? You've tried to lie still, willing yourself to sleep, but it just feels impossible. This brings us to strategy number 4, and let me tell you, this is the key strategy most people overlook. It's something that can truly revolutionize those restless nights. Gentle movement to reset your body. Think about it. When you wake up in the middle of the night and your body feels tense or twitchy, your natural instinct might be to lie perfectly still, hoping that if you don't move, sleep will magically return. But if your body is literally feeling antsy or full of restless energy, lying still can actually make things worse. It's like trying to hold a spring down when it wants to release. The tension just builds, making you feel more agitated and further from sleep. Your body sometimes just needs a gentle reset. It's not about doing a full workout. It's about providing just enough movement to release trapped energy and signal to your nervous system that it's safe to relax. So, what do these gentle movements look like? The goal here is to be deliberate, slow, and mindful. If you're still in bed, slowly and carefully sit up. Don't jump or move abruptly. Just a smooth, gradual transition to a seated position. Once you're sitting up, or even if you've gotten out of bed as per strategy number 1, try these simple, calming movements. Slow neck rolls. Gently let your head drop forward, chin towards your chest. Then slowly roll your head to one side, feeling the stretch in your neck and shoulder. Hold for a moment, then roll it back through the center and to the other side. Repeat this a few times, focusing on releasing any tension in your neck and shoulders. We often carry so much stress in this area, and releasing it can feel incredibly liberating. Shoulder shrugs and rolls. Inhale deeply as you raise your shoulders up towards your ears, really scrunching them up. Hold for a second, feeling the tension, then exhale with a sigh and let them drop completely. Feel the weight release. Repeat this 3 to 5 times. Then, roll your shoulders backward in slow, circular motions a few times, and then forward. This helps to release pressure and improve circulation in your upper back and shoulders. Gentle forward fold. If you're sitting, gently lean forward, letting your upper body drape over your thighs. If you're standing, a slight forward bend will do. Just let your arms hang loosely. This simple stretch can help lengthen your spine, release tension in your lower back, and increase blood flow to your head, which can be surprisingly calming. Don't push or strain, just let gravity do the work. Light shaking of limbs. This might sound a little strange, but it's incredibly effective. While sitting, gently and lightly shake your hands and then your feet. It's not a vigorous shake, just a subtle tremor, like you're trying to dislodge some excess static electricity. This can help to release any residual energy that's causing restlessness in your limbs. Think of it as literally shaking off the tension. I found this particularly helpful for those nights when my legs just feel like they need to move, even when I'm exhausted. Now, there's another crucial element to this strategy that's often overlooked, and it ties into your body's natural sleep cycle, keeping your hands and feet warm. This might seem counterintuitive because we want our core body temperature to drop for sleep. Remember that 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit room temperature we talked about? But here's the fascinating part of how our bodies work. For your core body temperature to drop, your body needs to radiate heat away from its center. One of the most efficient ways it does this is by sending more blood flow to your extremities, your hands and feet. When your hands and feet are warm, it signals to your brain that it's safe to start the cooling process for your core. If your hands and feet are cold, your body might actually hold on to heat in its core to keep them warm, preventing that crucial temperature drop needed for deep sleep. So, if you find yourself awake and feeling chilly in your extremities, consider wearing light socks to bed or having a warm hot water bottle near your feet. You could even rub your hands together briskly to generate some warmth. It sounds simple, but it's a powerful signal to your body to prepare for rest. This strategy, the gentle movement combined with warming your extremities, works because it directly addresses your body's physical state when it's feeling restless. It helps to release muscular tension. The movements literally help your muscles relax, disperse excess energy. The shaking and stretching allow your body to let go of that stored restlessness. Rebalance your nervous system. By engaging in calm, intentional movement, you're signaling to your fight or flight system that there's no danger, and it can switch back to rest and digest. Facilitate core body cooling. By warming your extremities, you're supporting your body's natural physiological process for initiating deep sleep. I can't tell you how many times I've woken up feeling wired, tried to just lie there, and failed. But the moment I started incorporating a few minutes of gentle stretches and making sure my feet were warm, I felt a noticeable shift. It's like giving your body permission to finally unwind. So, the next time you wake up and feel that subtle buzzing of restlessness in your limbs, don't fight it by lying still. Embrace this overlooked strategy. Gently get up, try some slow neck rolls, shoulder shrugs, a gentle forward fold, and lightly shake your hands and feet. And pay attention to the temperature of your extremities. What's one small gentle movement you can try tonight if you wake up feeling restless? Let me know in the comments below. All right, so we've covered some powerful strategies so far. Not forcing sleep, hydrating smartly, checking in with your emotions, and even some gentle movements to reset your body. These are all incredibly effective. But what happens when you've tried these and your mind is still buzzing, stuck in a relentless loop of thoughts at 3 or 4 a.m.? You're physically settled, emotionally acknowledged, but your brain just won't quiet down. This brings us to our final and incredibly potent strategy. Strategy number 5. Use sound to calm your mind. When your mind is racing in the quiet of the early morning, it's craving something to focus on, something to anchor it. But here's the crucial caveat. Don't reach for your phone to scroll social media or read the news. I know, it's tempting, isn't it? Just a quick peek. But that quick peek can quickly turn into 30 minutes or an hour, and it's counterproductive. Why? Because the bright light from your screen suppresses melatonin, your sleep hormone, and the constant novelty and stimulation, think notifications, new posts, endless content, trigger a flood of dopamine. Dopamine is a reward chemical that makes you feel alert and engaged. Exactly the opposite of what you need when you're trying to drift back to sleep. You're essentially telling your brain, wake up, it's playtime. Instead, we're going to harness the power of sound in a much more therapeutic way. Not all sounds are created equal when it comes to sleep. You want sounds that are consistent, non-alarming, and designed to gently guide your brain into a relaxed state. Here are my top 2 recommendations. Pink noise. You've probably heard of white noise, right? Like the static from an old TV or a whirring fan. White noise contains all frequencies at equal intensity. But pink noise is different. It's essentially a deeper, softer version of white noise, with lower frequencies being more dominant. Think of the gentle rustling of leaves, a steady rainfall, or the soothing murmur of ocean waves. These are examples of pink noise in nature. Why pink noise? It's believed to be particularly effective because it more closely mimics the rhythmic patterns of the brain waves associated with deep sleep. It provides a consistent background hum that masks sudden jarring noises like a car honking or a neighbor's dog barking, creating a stable auditory environment. And there's science to back this up. A 2017 study from Northwestern University actually found that exposure to pink noise during sleep significantly improved slow-wave sleep. That's the deepest, most restorative stage of sleep, and enhanced memory consolidation in older adults. Imagine that. Just by listening to a soft, natural sound, you could be improving the quality of your sleep and even your brain function. You can find pink noise tracks easily on YouTube, Spotify, or various sleep apps. Just make sure to download them or have them ready offline so you're not tempted by other content. Short guided meditations. If your mind is particularly busy with thoughts and worries, sometimes just a general sound isn't enough. This is where a short guided meditation, 5 to 10 minutes, can be incredibly helpful. Look for meditations specifically designed for sleep or relaxation. The beauty of a guided meditation is that it gives your racing mind something gentle to focus on, a soothing voice. This voice will typically guide you through a simple breathing exercise, a body scan, where you bring awareness to different parts of your body, releasing tension, or a gentle visualization. The key here is the gentle guidance. It pulls your focus away from your worries and directs it towards calming sensations. It's like having a kind, patient coach whispering in your ear, helping you unwind. Again, avoid anything with sudden changes in volume, jarring music, or unexpected advertisements that could snap you out of your relaxed state. Many sleep apps offer free or subscription-based guided meditations perfect for this purpose. Both pink noise and guided meditations work on a similar principle. They provide an anchor for your attention. When your mind is wandering and catastrophizing at 3 a.m., it's looking for something to latch onto. If you don't give it something helpful, it will grab onto worries and anxieties. These sounds act as a healthy, calming point of focus. They help your brain shift out of problem-solving mode and into a more receptive, relaxed state conducive to sleep. I've personally used guided meditations more times than I can count when my mind felt like a hamster wheel. Just having that gentle voice guiding me to focus on my breath or relax my toes can be enough to break the cycle of anxious thoughts and allow my body to finally settle down. So, the next time you find yourself staring at the ceiling in the early hours, don't reach for that phone to doom scroll. Instead, consciously choose to soothe your mind with sound. Experiment with pink noise. See if those gentle, natural rhythms help lull you back to sleep. Or if your thoughts are particularly stubborn, try a short guided meditation to gently steer your mind towards peace. Remember, the goal is not to force sleep, but to create the optimal conditions for it to return naturally. These 5 strategies aren't magic bullets, but they are powerful tools based on understanding how our bodies and minds work. By integrating them into your routine, you can transform those frustrating middle-of-the-night awakenings into moments of self-awareness and even deeper rest. Which of these sound strategies are you most curious to try tonight? Let me know in the comments below. We've covered so much ground in this video, from not forcing sleep to smart hydration, acknowledging our emotions, using gentle movement, and finally, soothing our minds with sound. We've explored 5 powerful, science-backed strategies to help you navigate those challenging hours when you wake up in the middle of the night. And as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a core idea. A shift in perspective that I truly believe can change everything. Those hours when you find yourself awake between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., they're not just sleep disturbances. They're not just a frustrating inconvenience. Instead, they can be a profound opportunity to reconnect with yourself, with your body's whispers and your heart's deeper feelings. For so long, I viewed these awakenings as a personal failure, as if I was bad at sleeping. I dread them, fear them, and get angry when they happened. But once I started seeing them as a chance to pause, to listen, and to truly understand what was going on beneath the surface, everything changed. It moved from a battle to a conversation. Instead of immediately falling into fear or frustration, what if you approached these moments with a sense of curiosity? What if your body is simply telling you it's a little dehydrated and needs some mineral-rich water? What if your nervous system is just buzzing with a bit of unreleased energy from the day and needs some gentle movement to settle? What if your heart has a lingering emotion, a worry, a sadness, an unresolved thought that desperately wants to be acknowledged and put down on paper? Or perhaps your mind just needs a consistent, calming sound to anchor it away from chaotic thoughts. By adopting this mindset, you transform a potentially anxiety-inducing experience into a moment of self-care and self-discovery. You're not just trying to fix your sleep. You're engaging in a deeper dialogue with yourself. You're becoming a compassionate detective, gathering clues, and offering your body and mind what they truly need in that moment. Remember, these aren't complex, time-consuming rituals. They are simple, accessible tools you can deploy right there in the quiet of your bedroom. A few minutes of intentional breathing, a sip of warm, mineralized water, a quick brain dump in a journal, some gentle stretches, or the soothing hum of pink noise. Each of these is an act of kindness towards yourself, a signal to your system that it's safe to relax and return to balance. The ripple effect of understanding and addressing these nighttime awakenings extends far beyond just getting back to sleep. When you feel more in tune with your body and your emotions, you carry that awareness into your waking hours. You become more resilient, more mindful, and ultimately, you experience a greater sense of peace and well-being throughout your entire day. I genuinely hope this video has given you a new perspective and some practical tools to help you navigate those challenging hours. Remember, you're not alone in experiencing this. Many of us, especially as we get older, face these middle-of-the-night awakenings. The difference lies in how we choose to respond to them. So, out of all the strategies we've discussed today, from redirecting your focus and checking your environment to hydrating properly, checking your emotions, or using gentle movement and sound, what's one thing you feel ready to try the next time you find yourself awake between 3 and 5 a.m.? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what resonated most with you and what you're planning to put into practice. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Your well-being truly matters. If you found this video helpful and valuable, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, so you won't miss out on more content designed to help you live a healthier, more peaceful life. And if you know someone who struggles with nighttime awakenings, please share this video with them. You might just be giving them the gift of a more restful night and a more connected day. Until next time, take care of yourselves and sleep well.